No, 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 no. Rosh Hashanah, that day. Unlock the
You realize that just about every Shabbat and every holiday are meals and
very Jewish.
you're Catholic. Jews don't meal.
Only on,
Yeah, that's different. That's a frustration.
yes.
So, sweetheart,
We're ready.
Out to the back.
And we heard
Good Yontif, everyone, as we begin our most sacred day of the year, Yom Kippur. Let's turn in our Machzor to page 880 for the candle lighting. We'll first join together in the English. 880. As the sacred night of Yom Kippur begins, may the sight of these candles kindle within us a spirit of devotion and repentance. May we forgive one another as we seek divine forgiveness, drawing closer to one another in love and drawing closer to God's law of righteousness and truth. Amen. In anticipation of the chanting of the Kol Nidre, let's turn to page 397, and we'll join together responsively in meditation before Kol Nidre. Eternal God, who calls us to repentance, we are grateful for the opportunity to answer your call to forsake our sins and to turn to you with all our hearts. Even in the admission that we have done wrong does not come easily. Our pride is as tall as the mountains, our vanity is as wide as the sea, and excuses abound.
But before you there are no secrets. To you all stands revealed, our pettiness and our greed, our selfness and our weakness, our running to do evil and our limping to do good. All these are known to you.
On this night of atonement, we yearn to become better than we have been. For you, O Lord, have given us the great gift of atonement, enabling individuals and communities to return to you and to do your will.
Open our hearts to the call of this sacred night, so
that the words of our prayers may remain with us, to renew us and to refine us. May our deeds make us worthy to hear your divine assurance, Salachti, I have forgiven.
zarua la tzadikul yishrei lev simcha or zarua la tzadikul yishrei lev simcha.
To open the Aron Kodesh, I'd like to call on our Religious Committee Chair, member of our board, Idel Wood, and to hold a sacred scroll during the first chanting of the Kol Nidre, which will be chanted by Alan Katz. I'd like to invite our past presidents to whom we are indebted, Mark Packman, David Friedman, Barbara Kind-Berman, Laurie Siegel, Barry Klein, Arlene Rosenbaum, and Hal Barrow. Folks, come on. If you'll just get... We find ourselves on pages 398, 399. By the authority of the heavenly court and by the authority of this earthly court, with divine consent and with the consent of this holy congregation, Ohev Shalom, we hereby declare it permissible to pray with those who have transgressed.
בישיבה של מעלה ובישיבה של מטה על דעת המקום ועל דעת הקהל אנו מתירים להתפלל עם העבריינים.
Kol Nidre ve'esarei v'acharmei ve'kanamei ve'kinoyei ve'kinosei u'shevot din darno u'ishtabano u'deyacharimno v'diosano al nafshotano Kippurim ezeh ad Yom Kippurim haba aleinu letova kol Yicharatna behon kol hon Yehona Sharon Shevitin Betelin ubetolin Lo sheririn velo kayomim Nidrono Lo nidre The esarnana Lo esre Oshevoatana Lo shevuot.
Let's join together responsively on page 402, the first half of the reading by Rabbi Harold Kushner. All vows. All vows, promises, and commitments made in your presence, may we be given the strength to keep them.
Commitments to self-discipline. May we take our own lives seriously enough to heed them, honoring our resolves in the way we eat and drink, the way we work and rest, the way we regulate our lives.
Commitments made to loved ones and friends, pledges made to worthwhile causes. Help us to become as compassionate and generous as we sought to be at those noble moments.
The promises we made to worship and to study, we meant them when we made them. But distractions were many and our wills were weak. This time, may we be strong enough. May our better selves prevail.
We'll prepare now for the second chanting of Kol Nidre, which will be done by cantor and choir. I'd like to invite to the bima presidents and representatives of various or auxiliary organizations within the synagogue, our sisterhood president, Ivy Graff, our men's club president, Marty Rudolph, our PTO president, Rachel Betesh, Joshua Berkowitz, president of our confirmation class of 5778, and representing Chazak, Alan Silverberg. Let's turn back to page 402 as we continue. Promises made in the synagogue by young people who glimpsed what life as Jews might hold in store for them. May devotion and idealism be with them all their days. Our marriage vows may they endure through dark days and through dull days, through fatigue and through frustration. May our love prove strong and our faith firm. O God, we meant the promises we made to you, to each other, and to ourselves. Even as we mean the vows we silently make tonight.
Reach down to us as we strive to reach up toward you. Give us the strength and self-respect, the fidelity and vision to grow to become the people we have sworn to be.
All worthy vows and commitments which we make from this Yom Kippur until the next, may we be faithful enough and firm enough to keep them. As we prepare for the final chanting of the Kol Nidre, I'd like to invite officers, leaders of our synagogue, to come up to the bima. Our synagogue president, Dana Podub, our synagogue vice presidents, Lindsay Miller, Danny Shilet, Diane Pivar, synagogue treasurer, Ron Stark, our synagogue recording secretary, Hetty Hoffman, synagogue council, Tracy Packman, and our synagogue immediate past president, Rachel Sachs.
Sorry.
Take this.
Oh, good.
Diane. No, Diane. Okay. Thanks, Rachel. Diana? Yeah. No, just 1 second.
Ashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kol Nidre ve'esarei v'charamei v'konamei v'chinuyei v'kinusei ushvu Ditarna Udishtevana Uracharimna Sarna al nafshatana miyom kippurim ze ad yom kippurim haba aleinu letova kol hon icharatna vehon kol hon yehon sharan shavikin shavitin v'telin umvutalin la'cheririn v'la'kayamin nidrana la nidre ve'esarana la esare u'shvuatana la shevut.
Page 400.
Beni islach lechol adat b'nei Yisrael v'lager hagar betocham ki lechol ha'am bishkagam.
Together in the English, may forgiveness be granted to the whole congregation of Israel and to the stranger in their midst, for all the people have transgressed unwittingly.
Selachna la'avon ha'am hazeh kegodel chastecha וכאשר נסעת לעם הזה ממצרים וארהנה ושום נאמר.
In your unbounded mercy, forgive the sin of this people, as you have ever forgiven our people from the days of Egypt until now.
ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך ויאמר אדוני סלחתי כדבריך.
Together, and the Lord said, I have pardoned them as you have asked.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehecheyanu v'kiyemanu v'higianu lazman hazeh v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Together, praised are you, Lord our God, sovereign of the universe, who has kept us in life, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. I'd like to take this moment to ask forgiveness from you, members of our dear congregation. I am sorry if I have in any way hurt you in word or in deed during the course of this past year. Since last Yom Kippur, and I will strive my hardest to this year improve my ways. I ask for your understanding and forgiveness. In place of one sermon tonight, I'd like to share two reflections. Together, they'll equal one sermon. I wrote this on Tuesday evening, July 10th. While I've made some edits here and there, I'd like to read it to you pretty much as I wrote it that evening. Janie and I landed in Israel on July 3rd. We had a great first day. It is always magical being back in Israel. We don't take it for granted, and so it is magical, and we feel so grateful. That was July 3rd. We then marked the evening of July 4th at the emergency room at Hadassah Hospital. You've heard this story before. 11 years ago it happened. I spoke about it then, and I have hoped since we'd never have to go through something like that again. And here was round two. Somehow, as the day went on Wednesday, Janie didn't look herself. By the way, Janie is connected to us right now through live stream. So hi, Janie. Hi, sweetie. Okay. You've heard this 100 times before, but this is for the real time with the congregation. So, Janie didn't look herself. I asked Janie if she was feeling okay, and her response was no. That was very unusual. I asked if something was bothering her. Yes. Do you want to go to the emergency room? Yes. Something was definitely wrong. I called Magen David Adom, and an ambulance came in minutes. They got Janie in the ambulance and told me to sit up front. This was not my first rodeo. And so I said, I'm going to sit right next to Janie, and they said, fine. Janie was already sick with something, but by the time we got to the hospital after a 15-minute ride in the back of an ambulance, I was thoroughly nauseous. While focused fully on Janie and recovering from my 15-minute ambulance ride, I couldn't help but notice the scene in the waiting room. There was a whole host of people waiting their turn, and we got in right away. You get priority treatment when you come in an ambulance. There's a piece of information I hope you never need to use. The waiting room. I'm sorry I didn't stop for half a second and take a picture as inappropriate as that would have been at the moment. For what I saw was a variety of Israeli life in one room together, all sharing something in common. They all felt sick or were somehow injured. There was a delegation of Hasidim dotting the room, a strong showing of Arabs, young and old, many women wearing the hijab. And the rest who didn't stand out to me, I guess, were just regular Jewish Israelis. And we might have been the only Americans passing through. The scene reminded me of the passage in Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice, when Shylock says to Salarino, "If you prick us, do we not bleed?" Everybody there bleeds exactly the same way. Hasidim who have the same look as they did in Poland in the 18th century, except now each one is holding a cell phone. Arabs, God knows what their feelings are about Israel, but they are grateful for Hadassah Hospital. They are grateful that Hadassah Hospital is there, and they were there along with Israeli Jews who are themselves a whole panorama of beliefs, political persuasions, and professions. They're all there. Jews, Arabs, maybe Christians, asking exactly the same question: why is this taking so long? As utterly absurd as this would have been, I am sorry I didn't take a picture. And even better, a video. Because who would believe it? Can you imagine the scene on your favorite cable news network or the evening news? Breaking news! We want to take you now to the emergency room at Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem. Let's go inside. And here we have people, human beings from all walks of life, a sort of rainbow of Jerusalem's population. And look at them, just sitting there. Can we find someone throwing stones? No. Can we find someone carrying a knife, ripe for a killing? Not one. Let's talk to a young man in an army uniform, shooting at a young person whose life is all before them. Nothing like that here. No, no, no. No, what we have to show you is people living together, and so there's no news here. Who would want to know about that in the world? No need for the world to know a typical night in one of Israel's finest hospitals. Listen, no need to be Pollyannish. Maybe they do look at each other with disdain, I don't know. But there they are, in one room together. The Arabs trust Hadassah Hospital to heal them. And if you're Jewish, you better trust all of the Arab workers in the hospital, or you'll lose your mind. Jews and Arabs live very different lives, but they are living in a country, in a city, that provides the best medical care to all of its citizens without discrimination. So here we are inside the emergency room after the blood tests, x-rays, scans. The doctor said exactly what I didn't want to hear. Janie needs to be admitted. He thought Janie had pneumonia. It took a couple of days to find out Janie's lungs were, thankfully, just fine. But there was reason for Janie to spend a few days in Hotel Hadassah. She needed fluids and an antibiotic. I spent the nights and days with Janie. It's funny how it works. They thoughtfully gave me a cot. The first night I lay down, it felt like a torture chamber. There's no other way to describe it. But after a few days, I couldn't help but think of Ben Silver, who a number of years ago I once asked Ben how he was doing in what was terribly difficult situation in life, and he shared with me his homespun wisdom in saying, "You know, Rabbi, you can get used to hanging. I got used to the cot." What amazed me more and more each day was watching Jews and Arabs working together, interacting, Jews and Arabs, as if this was the most natural thing in the world. There was a clear sense of trust. As I write this, I recall feeling exactly the same way 11 years ago and stating that some of the most empathic and caring doctors and nurses, in fact, were Arabs. This young woman who washed the floor every morning with the intensity that this was the most important job in the whole hospital was an Arab or a Palestinian. A simple todah made her entire face light up. I wish I knew how to say thank you in Arabic. It is shukran. Nurses' aides, young men, well-groomed, would speak to the Israeli nurses in Hebrew and amongst themselves in Arabic. It didn't matter. They did their job conscientiously. While I took note of all this, the staff seemed to behave once again as if this was the most natural thing in the world. I'm not drawing any conclusions about this regarding the larger picture. This is but my mental snapshot of one place and time in Israel. An important place, Hadassah Hospital, but one place nevertheless. I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I only saw the scene. On the first day of Rosh Hashanah, I spoke about hope. This gave me a feeling of real hope. Perhaps I'm terribly naive, too innocent, and again Pollyannish. Hadassah Hospital providing the healing that we needed this summer. Maybe Hadassah and places like it contain the seeds that can grow into a larger healing. How the world feels about Israel today. If the world knew about Hadassah Hospital, the hospitals up north that took in hundreds of Syrians whose lives were in danger, took care of them, performed surgery on them, healed them, they didn't know that's how Jews can be. That's how Jews are. Far different from what they were taught and what they had learned. No, maybe Hadassah and places like it contain the seeds that can grow into a larger healing. If the world knew, maybe they would look a bit differently about Israel and the Palestinians. But this is the news the world will never know. It's definitely not breaking news. One last note. We came back to the States a few weeks later on a Wednesday. On Thursday, I spent a good part of the day sleeping on and off. Janie went to the gym, as she does every Monday and Thursday, Torah reading days. And Tuesday's yoga, which Janie had today. Today was a yoga day. And from what I'm told, she had a great session that day. Janie is tough and remains my inspiration. And once again, thanks to Hadassah Hospital. Dear ladies, all of you in particular who support Hadassah have reason to be very, very proud. And to each one of you who does, from Janie and myself, just like to say, Thank you. Thank you. Let's turn now to the evening service. We'll all rise. Mel and Phyllis Halpern will join us on the bima. The evening service for this Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, begins on page 408. 408. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Va'ed.
Together, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et ha'kochavim b'mishmerotehem, barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla bolel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד לילה 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 Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv ha'aravim.
Since we don't interrupt the prayer between Ahavat Olam on 410 and the Shema on 412, let me mention now that when we enter into the Shema with special kavanah, we'll take a deep breath, breathing in God's breath of life within each and every one of us before we say each word of the Shema. First, page 410. With everlasting love, you have loved your people Israel, teaching us the Torah and its mitzvot, instructing us in its laws and judgments. Together, therefore, O Lord our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we shall speak of your commandments and rejoice in your Torah and mitzvot. For they are our life and the length of our days. On them we will meditate day and night. May your love never depart from us. Praised are you, O Lord, who loves his people Israel.
כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגע יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kebod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha Bechol levavecha Uvechol nafshecha Uvechol me'odecha Ve'hayu Advarim ha'ele Asher Anochi Metzavecha Hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha Veribadata bam Beshivtecha bebeitecha Uvlechtecha baderech Uvshochbecha uvkumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha Vehayu letotafot bein einecha Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha Uvisharecha.
We continue on pages 414, 415. למען ירבו ימיכם ימי בניכם על האדם אשר נשבע על אבותיכם לתת להם כמי השמיים על הארץ. We'll all gather the four tzitzit of our talit. Vayomer 4:16.
Vayomer Adonai el Moshe lemor daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem ve'asu lahem tzitzit al kanfei vigtehem ledorotam ve'natenu al tzitzit הכנף בתחילת והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
Let's turn towards the bottom third of page 418 as Cantor leads us into the Micha Mocha.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה ובני ישראל לכהנו שירה בשמחה רבה ואמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורו אוסף אלה מלכותך ראו בניך בוקע ים לפני משה זה לי ענו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך הוא וברוך שמו
גאל ישראל
Amen. We continue on the following page. Help us, O God, to lie down in peace and awaken us to life on the morrow. May we always be guided by your good counsel and thus find shelter in your tent of peace.
Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Shalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim
Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu L'shalom V'hamidenu Malkeinu L'chaim
Uveros Aleinu Sukkot Shalomecha V'tachnenu b'tzat tova milfanecha V'hoshienu le'at shemecha
V'hagein ba'adeinu V'haser me'aleinu
Oyev dever
V'ra'av v'yagon V'asa'er satan milfaneinu U'me'achareinu U'v'tzel kinafecha Tasdireinu
Ki el shomreinu u'matzilenu atata Ki el mekanum v'rachum atata
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני
Sukkot Shalom Aleinu V'yalkom lo
that the choir will not sit down now because they have another piece to sing in just a couple of moments. But I just want to take a moment to mention, you may have noticed that while I was sharing my reflection with you, that I looked over towards the choir. There was something going on that was unusual. There was some kind of a... So when Cantor Paul came up to pinch hit for Jan, whose solo this has been for the last umpteen years, I just learned from Cantor Annalise that Jan's wife Eileen was taken out in an ambulance. So you know what? We should each offer our own prayer for Eileen, that hopefully whatever it is not too remarkable, that they'll get her stabilized, and everything should be well for the new year. Let's hope. Let's pray. Okay, 421. On the bottom of the page. For on this day atonement shall be made for you to cleanse you. Of all your sins shall you be clean before the Lord.
כי ביום הזה יכפר עליהם לטהר אתכם מכל חטאותיהם לפני אדוני תתעוררו.
Leading us into the evening, Amidah 422, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה בעלמות יברך ירותי וימליך מלכותי בחייכון וביומכון ובחייך ובית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי המאיה יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי קודשה בריחו לעילא ולעילא מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעמה ויאמרו amen.
And so we take these moments for individual and quiet prayer. The Amidah is found beginning on page 424 and going through 440.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Yatahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. Ki Yatahu Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom. V'tov Einecha Levarech et Amcha Yisrael B'chol Eruv Chol Shah Bishlomecha. Baruch atah Adonai Oseh HaShalom.
We're on page 433. Together inscribe us in the book of life. In the book of life and blessing, peace and prosperity, may we and all your people, the house of Israel, be inscribed for a good and peaceful life. Praised are you, O Lord, source of peace.
בספר חיים ברכה ושלום ופרנסה טובה ניזכר וניכתב לפניך אנחנו וכל עמך בית ישראל לחיים טובים ולשלום ברוך אתה אדוני עושה השלום.
Let me ask you, what was the worst and what was the best news story since last Yom Kippur? Well, I'm not sure why you're laughing, but there are just too many stories, tragic and sad and maddening, that compete for the worst. So let's move on to the best. The best story of this past year. Well, this one may not rank nationally or internationally, but for me and for many of you, one of the best stories of this past year took place on February the 4th, 2018. The Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl. Looking back 7 months later, it is still magical and miraculous. And after this past Sunday is even more miraculous. Our franchise quarterback on crutches, Pro Bowl starters out for the season, and a quarterback who couldn't throw the ball straight in 2 successive games, bests no one less than Tom Brady at his own game. Bring back Jennifer Lawrence, big Eagles fan Bradley Cooper, and Robert De Niro for a sequel. Solid gold playbook. Or just playbook featuring the Philly special. This win was solid gold. when Brady's final Hail Mary hit the turf, I was screaming as loudly as I think I have ever screamed in my life. Janie didn't know what hit her. I was screaming, I have seen the Eagles win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. And I thought, that sounds a little melodramatic. But, who would have thought, really? Who would have thought we got to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl in our lifetimes? This transformed our whole self-perception as Philadelphia NFL football fans. I hold my head a little higher. The underdog Eagles became America's team. But this still may not have been the best news story for all of America, not in Boston, and not in Dallas. Good. So I have to tell you that Shabbat morning, there were two folks here that were from Cantor Annalise's former synagogue in Massachusetts. And I welcomed them to Ohev Shalom. And maybe this wasn't my better angels coming to the fore, but I welcomed them to the home of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. You know how I felt about saying that? I felt just fine. Fine. But it's funny. When I chatted with them after the service, two lovely people. It turns out the guy is from Overbrook Park and went to Central High School. The gal went to Cheltenham High School. A tough crowd here. And they were coming because of her mother's 90th birthday, who was a teacher, a history teacher at Northeast High when I was at Northeast High. Her 90th birthday. And Dr. Michael Friedman, who was at that time a physics teacher at Northeast, remembers her well, Mrs. Alexander. So they were fine. Don't worry about them. They were fine. I'm going to get off topic a little bit, but something else that happened Shabbos morning. First of all, we celebrated Mimi and Bernie's 51st anniversary, and we celebrated the baby naming of Neil and Hetty Hoffman's beautiful little granddaughter, Batya Adina. Anyhow, I was planning, and I did talk about the spiritual lessons that come from a hurricane. Right? Florence all week. Who was here, right, where Dana and Lindsay and Steve and Rachel are sitting? Glenn Hurricane Schwartz. I said, listen, I really don't know anything about hurricanes. But here I go. It was fine. And we chatted a little bit also after the service. Very, very sweet guy. Very sweet guy. No, but let's getting back on track. One of the best stories of the entire year happened far from here this summer in the beautiful Southeastern Asia country, Thailand. Deep in a cave where 12 soccer teammates and their coach were trapped in a cave for over 2 weeks. Remember this time, at first the question was, for those first 2 weeks, were they alive? Then, when they were discovered to be alive, the question then became, would it in any way be possible to get them out, to save them? Though the name of the team was the Wild Boars, we never stopped rooting for them. And though for many on the team their greatest wish was to savor some delicious pulled pork, we were still on their side. as it seemed, so was the entire world. That's what made this story so great. That's what made this story so great. The world effort to save these Thai teenagers inspired our better angels. Not Americans, not Europeans, Asians, and that didn't matter a bit. Didn't matter to anyone a bit. Nationality didn't matter, race didn't matter. They were kids in trouble through no fault of their own. We felt their anguish and the anguish of their parents, as did any and every human being with a beating heart. They wanted to see their parents again. Their parents wanted to hug them. But here they were in a cave filled with water, and it was questionable when or how they could get them out alive. Reading about the flooding waters in the cave, which made it challenging for expert divers to navigate the space, with one well-trained Navy SEAL even losing his life, it looked like there was no way out. I'm not sure what this was all about, but Elon Musk volunteered some sort of a submarine, and I think a free Tesla for every kid once they got out, along with a free trip into outer space. While nationality didn't matter, let me mention, do you know this? That Israel was there, and what Israel did? Do you know what Israel did? Israel played a significant role in the life-saving effort of these kids. There was an Israeli invention that made it possible to communicate with certain devices in areas and through things that would other block communication. It was only with this rather recent Israeli invention that they were able to communicate from all the way inside the cave to outside the cave. Amongst other things, that's what Israel provided. And you can read more about this on www.nocamels.com. That's the website. Did that make breaking news, by the way? No. I'm not exaggerating. Without it, they could not have communicated from deep inside the cave to all those who were working on saving them outside of the cave. When they first discussed the idea of teaching these kids who couldn't swim to scuba dive, it seemed absolutely like a fool's errand. They kept thinking and planning and coming up with an ingenious plan, which, when they came up with a plan, the best they could think of, the experts said at best they anticipated they could save 40 to 50% of the kids. Best chance, 1 out of 2 would make it out alive. What finally happened was again magical and miraculous. We later learned that the kids were tranquilized so they wouldn't panic. They were held by an expert diver following a guide rope that had been installed, with one diver leading the way in front, another diver following them in the rear. And how many came out on the first day? I think 4 on the first day. Much quicker than was ever anticipated. Then the second day and the third day, the results were so perfect. They made it seem routine, but it was anything but routine. It was magical and miraculous. I don't know if this commercial played here in the States. You'll tell me. But there was a commercial that played over and over in Israel. Janie and I saw the whole thing unfolding while we were in Israel. And a few days after the boys reached safety, there was a commercial that played and replayed on TV from the government and the people of Thailand. And there were on the screen pictures of a number of different flags of countries that were part of the life-saving effort. And there was the flag of the United States, and there was the flag of the State of Israel. And on the screen, here's what it read. An entire country is one in heartfelt thanks, without national boundaries, working in unity. The world is one. Let me repeat that. An entire country is one in heartfelt thanks, without national boundaries, working in unity. The world is one. I don't think God knows us as Americans or Thais, North or South or Central or South Americans. Those are artificial man-made designations. God knows us as human beings, created in God's image, where the world is one. A few weeks after the rescue, I saw a news story that made the episode even more touching. In memory of the one diver who lost his life, all of the boys on the team, with the exception of one, only one exception, but all of the other boys on the team decided to become novice monks. Did you hear about this? Yeah. So they were all Buddhists. The one exception was a Christian. They were all Thais, Thailanders. The one exception was stateless, had no national identification. He had no place to call home. But it was that one stateless boy, not a Thai and not a Buddhist, who spoke English. And he was the only one in the group that could communicate with that Australian doctor who made it all the way in to help these boys and their coach. Can you imagine if the team would have said, "You're not one of us. You're not a Buddhist. You're not a Thai. You can't play on our team." Somehow the story would have been different. I'm not sure how different, but the story would have been different. But he was part of their team. The world is one. So, I have to tell you, I was first saddened to hear that they were becoming novice monks. I thought this meant that they would be retreating from the world, as we know it, into a world of permanent prayer and meditation. And let me say, I have nothing against prayer and meditation, but to make it a full-time occupation for a lifetime seems to be quite a sacrifice. What I learned was that young Thai Buddhists can commit to a certain period of time that they will serve as novice monks and then return to their regular lives. And adults can do this as well. I believe the coach who led them into the cave has been a monk of sorts for some years. He taught the boys the art of meditation, which helped them stay calm during those first 2 weeks when they didn't even know if they would ever be discovered, let alone saved, and to keep them from being overwhelmed by their hunger and their fear. Then I thought, what an utterly fantastic idea. What if our young people made a commitment for a month or two to become novice rabbis or cantors? They could visit people in the hospital, perhaps, with a seasoned clergy, meet with a bereaved family, talk with someone in distress, teach a class on Jewish values, deliver a Devar Torah, lead the community in prayer. This experience would inspire their better angels and become life-changing. Then they could go back to their personal dreams of becoming an accountant or a nuclear engineer, but this experience would stay with them always. And what if adults could do this also? Take off a couple of weeks, do this kind of work. Welcome anytime. The Buddhists have a brilliant idea. And no, I'm not encouraging you to become what is known as a Jubu. But we as Jews can learn a lot from the Buddhist world. The natural reaction of the world was to feel for these boys and their parents so that families would no longer be separated but be reunited. The natural reaction of so many countries of the world was to send help and expertise while people all over the world were watching, waiting, and praying, and hoping, and rooting. Seeing how much human beings care about other human beings is magical. That each boy is alive today is miraculous. This was humanity's best angels at work. May peace be unto you, O angels of peace. Let's return back to our service. We'll turn to page 446. The Ya'aleh.
Lie, 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 I lie, lie, la 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 lie, 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 ya lie, lie, I lie, 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 la lie, 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 ya lie, 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 I lie, lie, la 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 lie, ya lie, lie, la lie, ya lie, 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 ya ale tachanunenu merev ve'yavo shabbatenu mi boker ve'yera rinunenu ad arev ya'ale kolenu me'erev ve'yavo tzidkatenu mi boker ve'yera pidyonenu ad arev.
Let's continue responsively. May our penitence rise to you at nightfall, our pardon come before you in the morning, and our cry be heard by you at dusk.
May our trust in you rise up at nightfall, our hope be granted for your sake in the morning, and our atonement come at dusk.
May our deliverance mount at nightfall, our cleansing come to us in the morning, and your favor come to us at dusk.
May our resemblance rise to you at nightfall, our assemblage be acceptable to you in the morning, and your glory shine upon us at dusk. Ya'ale dafkenu me'erev ve'yavo gilenu mi boker ve'yera bakashatenu ad arev ya'ale enkatenu me'erev ve'yavo elecha mi boker ve'yera eleinu ad arev.
We continue towards the bottom part of page 448. Haneshama Lach.
הנשמה לך והגוף בו לך חוסה חוסה על המלאך הנשמה לך והגוף שלך למען שמך.
The soul is yours. The body is yours. Forgive us, Lord, for the sake of your name. We have come trusting in you. Lord, deal kindly for your name's sake. Gracious and compassionate God, forgive us, for numerous are our sins.
למען שמך אדוני וסלחת לעווננו כי רב הוא.
We all know that central to our synagogue is what we call inclusion b'kavod, inclusion for all peoples, those with all kinds of abilities, those with different kinds of abilities, that we all be able to be together as one. And so, in that spirit, I'd like to share this prayer. It's a litany for wholeness. Let us pray for all of God's people, for people who are blind and cannot see, and for those who can see but are blind to people around them. God, help us to touch each other. For people who move slowly because of accident, illness, or disability, and for those who move too fast to be aware of the world in which they live, God, help us work together. For people who are deaf and cannot hear, and for those who can hear but ignore the cries of others, God, help us respond to each other. For people who learn slowly, for people who learn in different ways, for people who learn quickly and easily, but often choose ignorance, God, help us to grow in wisdom. For families, friends, and caregivers who serve people with disabilities, and for those who feel awkward in their presence, God, help us see each other with new eyes. For people who feel isolated by their disabilities, and for people whose contribution to that sense, who contribute to that sense of isolation, God, change our lives. For all the people in your creation, that we may learn to respect each other and learn how to live together in peace. God, bind us all together. Amen. So we turn to page 455. As Mark Shapiro joins us on the Bima, we'll begin in the English, and then Mark will begin on the 7th line in the Hebrew. Let's begin first responsively. Our God, our sovereign, enthroned in mercy, you rule with loving kindness.
Pardon your people's transgressions, forgiving them again and again.
You are generous in forgiveness to sinners. You deal mercifully with all creatures, not according to the evil of their deeds.
Adonai, you taught us through the humble man Moses to recite your 13 attributes of mercy.
El Horeta Alanu lamar shalosh esrei. Zechor lanu hayom berit shalosh esrei. Kemo shehodata la'anav mikadem kemo shekatuv. Vayered Adonai be'anan, vayitze v'imosham, vayikra v'shem Adonai. Vayavor Adonai al panav vayikra. Adonai, Adonai, El Rachum v'Chanun, Erech Apayim v'Rav Chesed v'Emet, Notzer Chesed la'alafim, Nosei Avan v'Fesha v'Chata v'Nakeh. V'salachta la'avonenu, ulchaltatenu, unechaltanu. Salachnu avinu, ki chatanu, milchalanu. Makenu, kifoshanu, ki ata. Adonai, Tov salach v'rav chesed lechol korecha.
Beautiful. Let's continue in just a moment with the choir. 458. We'll join together in the first two couplets together on 459. Hear our voice, Lord our God. Spare us, pity us. Accept our prayer in your gracious love. Turn us to you, O Lord, and we shall return. Renew us as in days of old.
תשליכנו מלפניך, ורוח קודשך אל תיקח ממנו.
Do not banish us from your presence. Do not deprive us of your Holy Spirit.
אל תשליכנו לעת זקנה, ככלות כוחנו אל תעזבנו.
Do not cast us off in old age. When our strength declines, do not forsake us.
אל תעזבנו, אדוני אלוהינו, אל תרחק ממנו.
Do not forsake us, O Lord our God. Do not make yourself distant from us. Continuing on the following page, 460, Ki anu amecha, we are your people, and you are our God and God of our ancestors. Forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement.
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu, slach lanu, mechal lanu, kaper lanu. Ki anu amecha ve'ata Eloheinu anu vanecha ve'ata avinu anu avadecha ve'ata Adonenu anu kehalecha ve'ata chelkenu anu nachalatecha ve'ata goralenu anu tzonecha ve'ata ro'enu anu charmecha ve'ata notrenu anu fe'ulatecha ve'ata yotzrenu anu rayatecha ve'ata dohodenu anu segulatecha ve'ata kerovenu anu amecha ve'ata malkenu anu ma'amirecha ve'ata ma'amirenu ki anu amecha ve'ata Eloheinu anu vanecha ve'ata avinu anu avadecha ve'ata Adonenu anu kehalecha ve'ata chelkenu anu azefanim ve'ata rachum v'chanun anu kesheor ve'ata erech apayim anu mele'e avon ve'ata mele rachamim anu yameinu ketzel over ve'atahu ushnotecha lo yitamu.
Let's all rise for the confessional on the following pages. 462, 463, our God and God of our ancestors, may our prayers come before you, and may you not ignore our pleas. We are neither so arrogant nor so stubborn as to declare that we are righteous and have not sinned, for indeed we have sinned. Ashamnu, Bagadnu, Gazalnu,
Dibarnu dofi, He'evinu,
Behirshanu,
Zadnu,
Hamasnu,
Tafalnu
Sheken,
Ay, 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 Ya'atznu ra, Kizavnu, Latznu, Maradnu, Ni'atznu, Sararnu,
Avinu,
Pashanu,
Pashanu,
Sararnu,
Sararnu,
Kishinu Oref,
Kishinu Oref,
Lai 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 Rashanu,
Rashamanu,
Shichatnu,
Shichatnu,
Tiavnu,
Tiavnu,
Tainu,
Inu,
Titaru,
Titanu.
Sarnu b'mitzvotecha u'mishpatecha hatovim v'lo shava lanu ve'ata tzadik ha'kol haba aleinu ki emet asita va'anachnu hirshanu.
We can all be seated. Cantor and I would like to share with you and invite you to join together with us in what has come to be known as a positive vidui, the good things we have done this past year. This comes to us from Rabbi Avi Weiss, one of the great modern Orthodox rabbis of our time. So the cantor is going to offer the word in English. You'll note in Hebrew. You'll notice that the Hebrew goes according to the Hebrew alphabet, just as our Ashamnu confessional does that we just recited. I'll translate it in English, but ask you to repeat the English with me. And while we go like this, when we say the Ashamnu, or when we say the Alchet, maybe for all of these we can just simply touch our heart in that appreciating the goodness and the love that each of us has and shows during the year. So we'll begin with the Aleph.
Ahavnu.
We have loved.
Berachnu.
We have blessed.
Gadalnu.
We have grown.
Dibarnu yofi.
We have spoken positively.
Elinu.
We have raised up.
Veharsanu.
We have shown compassion.
Zeraznu.
We have acted enthusiastically.
Chamalnu.
We have been empathic. We have been empathic.
Tipachnu emet.
We have cultivated truth.
Yatznu tov.
We have given good advice.
Kibadnu.
We have respected.
Limadnu.
We have learned.
Machalnu.
We have forgiven.
Nichamnu.
We have comforted.
Salalnu.
We have been creative.
Oradnu.
We have stirred.
Palnu.
We have been spiritual activists.
Tzadaknu.
We have been just.
Kivinu la'aretz.
We have longed for Israel.
Richamnu.
We have been merciful.
שקדנו,
We have given full effort.
תמכנו,
We have supported.
תרמנו,
We have contributed.
תיקנו,
We have repaired. And I'd like to invite you all to come to my adult education class of 6 sessions in which we will take the time during those 6 sessions to understand what it means we have been spiritual activists. Not quite sure what that word means, but sometimes you have to stretch to get it. So let's all rise now. We'll turn to page 467, the Al-Chet. And if you'll join with me responsively. We have sinned against you by hardening our hearts.
and we have sinned against you by speaking perversely,
We have sinned against you publicly and privately.
and we have sinned against you by corrupt speech,
We have sinned against you by evil thoughts.
and we have sinned against you by insincere confession,
We have sinned against you intentionally and unintentionally.
and we have sinned against you by desecrating your name.
For all these sins, O God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement.
והכל אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו מחלנו, כפר לנו.
We have sinned against you by foolish talk.
And we have sinned against you knowingly and unknowingly.
We have sinned against you by bribery.
We have sinned against you by slander.
We have sinned against you in eating and drinking.
We have sinned against you by false pride.
For all these sins, O God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement.
והכל אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו מחלנו, כפר לנו.
We have sinned against you by wanton glances.
We have sinned against you by effrontery.
We have sinned against you by perverting justice.
We have sinned against you by envy.
We have sinned against you by being stubborn.
We have sinned against you by talebearing.
We have sinned against you by causeless hatred.
And we have sinned against you by confusions of values.
For all these sins, O God of forgiveness, forgive us, pardon us, grant us atonement.
ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו מחלנו, כפר לנו. ועל כולם אלוה סליחות, סלח לנו מחלנו, סלח לנו מחלנו, כפר לנו.
I'd like to invite John and Joanna Dart to join us on the bima for the honor of opening the Aron Kodesh as we turn to Avinu Malkeinu 472 and 473.
אבינו מלכנו, חטאנו לפניך.
Avinu Malkeinu chatanu lefanecha.
אבינו מלכנו, אין לנו מלך אלא אתה.
Avinu Malkeinu en lanu melech ela ata.
אבינו מלכנו, אבינו מלכנו, החזירנו בתשובה שלמה לפניך.
אבינו מלכנו, החזירנו בתשובה שלמה לפניך.
אבינו מלכנו, חדש עלינו שנה טובה.
אבינו מלכנו, חדש עלינו שנה טובה.
אבינו מלכנו, שלח רפואה שלמה לחולי עמך.
אבינו מלכנו, שלח רפואה שלמה לחולי עמך.
אבינו מלכנו, אבינו מלכנו, הפר עצת אויבינו.
אבינו מלכנו, הפר עצת אויבינו. Avinu Malkeinu, remember us favorably.
Avinu Malkeinu kotvenu b'sefer chayim tovim.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of goodness.
Avinu Malkeinu kotvenu b'sefer geula v'shua.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of redemption.
Avinu Malkeinu kotvenu b'sefer parnasa v'chalkala.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of sustenance.
Avinu Malkeinu kotvenu b'sefer zechuyot.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of merit.
Avinu Malkeinu kotvenu b'sefer slicha u'mechila.
Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of forgiveness. Avinu Malkeinu, hasten our deliverance. Avinu Malkeinu, grant glory to your people, Israel.
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema kolenu, chus v'rachem
Avinu Malkeinu, Shema
aleinu.
kolenu, chus v'rachem aleinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, kabeh barachamim, uvratzon et tfilateinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, kabeh barachamim tfilateinu.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, chamo aleinu, ve'al ol aleinu v'tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, chamol aleinu ve'al ol aleinu v'tapenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, aselem an ve'esh uvamayim al kiddush shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh leman ba'eva esh u'vamayim al kiddush shemecha.
Avinu Malkeinu, aselem an chaim lo lema'anenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, aseh lema'ancha im lo lema'anenu.
Avinu Malkeinu, chaneinu v'aneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, chaneinu v'aneinu, ki em banu masim. Aseimonu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseimonu, tzedaka v'chesed, ve'oshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, chaneinu v'aneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, chaneinu v'aneinu, ki em banu masim.
I'd like to invite the Chaparos to come and have a seat on the front row. Eli, Stacy, Michaela, and Jax. Kaddish Shalem 476.
Yes, Yum bum, yum bum, yum bum,
Kadabi kadash
yum bum, amen, yum bum, yum bum, yum bum, 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 bum,
ובחייתך ובית ישראל
Magala ubizman kariv
ואמרו אמן
Amen, Yehesh Me'raba Mevarach Le'olam Olamei Almaya Yehibarach Yehibarach Yishtabach V'yitramam V'yitadar V'yithalal Shemei Dekudesha Riku Yam Bam Yam Bam Yam Shirata Yam Bam Yam Bam Yam Bam 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 Dami Rabbi Alma V'himru Amen Amen
Shalom
Imromav Shalom Aleinu Yisrael V'yimru Amen.
As Eli and Jax join us on the Bima, let's all rise Aleinu 478.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לארצי בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו כהמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכנות זו ושכנות זו O Eloheinu Enod, Emen Makeinu Efezulato, Kakato Betorato, Beatata Hayom, Vahashebot Elevavecha, Ki Adonai Hu Elohim, Mashamayim Imah, Ve'al Haaretz, Ve'al Haaretz, Mitachat Enodeinu.
I'll be seated.
כי המלכות שלה היא ולעולמיה תמלוך בכבוד, כך כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו, ושמו, ושמו אחד, ושמו
Page 482, Eternal God who remembers our deeds and our lives, we turn to you for solace and hope when we are bowed in grief. As we recall with affection those who have been taken from our midst, we thank you for our years of love and companionship with them and for the memories and the undying inspiration which they have left behind. In solemn testimony to the unbroken faith which links the generations of the house of Israel, those who mourn now rise to sanctify your name. For all those reciting Kaddish, 482. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'olma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach be'olam olamei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha b'rechu le'ela ule'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata ta'amiran bi'olma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May God who ordains harmony in the heavens grant peace and comfort, healing to all those who mourn and remember amongst all mourners of our people of Zion and Jerusalem. And we all say together, let's turn to the penitential Psalm 27. We'll find ourselves in the third stanza in the English, which is the English translation for what the cantor will be chanting in the Hebrew, which will be from the fourth line down, 4 words in, Achat Sha'alti. One thing I ask of the Lord, for this do I yearn, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all my life, to feel the goodness of the Lord in God's sanctuary.
Achat Sha'alti Meit Adonai, Achat Sha'alti Otav Akesh. Shivti, Shivti, Beveit Adonai. Shivti, Shivti, Kol Yamei Chayai, Lachazot Benoam Adonai, Ulvaker Bechechalo, Lachazot Benoam Adonai, to gaze upon the beauty of Adonai. One thing I ask you, Adonai,
shalti met Adonai, achat shalti ota avakesh.
In just a moment, we'll be turning to Renaissance Italy with Solomon Rossi's composition of the Adon Olam, after which we'll all rise for the closing prayer, which will conclude our service tonight. Tomorrow morning, we begin promptly at 8:30. Yizkor will be a bit after 1 o'clock. Mincha is at 5 o'clock, the Ne'ilah concluding service at 6, and we will sound the shofar exactly when we get to the sounding of the shofar. Adon Olam, 488. During this coming year, may you enjoy good health and happiness. May peace reign over our country and throughout the world. May you have a kiss from your beloved, a smile from a child, a warm, cozy house with the aroma of good food baking in the oven beginning tomorrow evening. May you have wise governors and merciful tax collectors, good friends and helpful neighbors. May you enjoy the fruits of your labors, celebrate birthdays and anniversaries, and may the sun shine on your face, but not too much. May you see a rainbow. May your team score a touchdown. May the Sabbath Queen enter your home and enable you to follow the teachings of the Torah with love. May you enjoy peace of mind, and may all your dreams be sweet ones. May the world be a better place because you are in it. And may you find delight in reading a good book, finding a bargain, doing a good deed, and giving charity with a free and open hand. Whenever it rains, as it will every day, may you have an umbrella. And may we meet on the streets of Jerusalem in the year to come. Amen.
Amen.
Gemar Chatima Tova, good
Chatima
Jantef.
Tova.
Hi, Andrea.